So hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to be here to represent UNESCO-UNEVOC. And to start, I'd like to extend greetings from our head of office, Mr. Friedrich Hüble, and also the regional focal point for Asia Pacific Network, Ken Barrientos. So I will be speaking about the UNESCO strategy, the UNESCO-UNEVOC medium-term strategy, and the programs and flagships that that are being implemented under these strategies. So briefly about UNESCO-UNEVOC, as you may well know, it's UNESCO's only specialized center for TVET. It supports member states in strengthening and upgrading their TVET systems. We do that through a series of activities, engaging in capacity building, technical assistance, networking, knowledge exchange, and we advocate for improved TVET standards, quality, and accessibility. So many people have used this today, it seems to have given up. Okay. So we do this through international engagement. And as you see, the UNEVOC network is at the core of our activities. We also work with UNESCO headquarters, international organizations, the private sector, and other TVET stakeholders. And you see that our work with the UNEVOC network, it feeds into the institutions, the ministries, TVET organizations, universities, and research institutes, and TVET providers. So that's just a little bit about what we do and how we engage. The UNEVOC network, we have 245 UNEVOC centers in 152 countries. And the global reach of that is then 66.7 million students and 2 million teachers and trainers. And this is a breakdown of the regional distribution of UNEVOC centers. We have 62 in Africa, 27 in the Arab states, 62 in Asia and the Pacific, 55 in Europe and North America, and 40 in Latin America and the Caribbean. And this is also the breakdown of the institutions that are part of the network. So ministries and national coordinating bodies make up the majority. And then we have universities and research institutions and training providers. So drivers of engagement in the UNEVOC network. How do we work with our UNEVOC centers? Through capacity building and professional development, networking and peer learning, technical cooperation and advisory services, knowledge resource development, knowledge exchange in global TVET discourse, and global campaigns. I'll give a brief introduction of the strategic priorities of the UNESCO strategy for TVET 2022 to 2029. I'm sure you are familiar with this strategy. Some of you were there in Bonn when we launched it. So it has 3 strategic priorities: developing skills for individuals to learn, work, and live, developing skills for inclusive and sustainable economies, and developing skills for inclusive and peaceful societies. And the cross-cutting interventions to achieve these priorities are through 4 levers. So the national, regional, and global policy learning, data collection and research, normative instruments, and network and partnerships. And the UNESCO strategy for TVET is the overarching strategy. And we have our medium-term strategy at UNESCO-UNEVOC. So we have these every 3 years. The current medium-term strategy is 2024 to 2026. The strategic objective is to strengthen capacities in member states for a successful and just transformation of TVET systems. And strategic objective 2 is to provide access to an active multilateral cooperation platform and a comprehensive evidence base on TVET. And these are our thematic focus areas. Some of them we covered today, for example, green and digital transformation, artificial intelligence, innovation and excellence. Some other areas are lifelong learning, equity and inclusion, multi-stakeholder engagement, career guidance, and global citizenship education. And these are the 4 outcomes that we expect to achieve at the end of our medium-term strategy. So that's the end of next year, 2026. Outcome 1, that TVET institutions develop new and updated strategies, frameworks, and tools. Outcome 2 is that TVET leaders, managers, and teachers are equipped with relevant and future-oriented skills. Outcome 3 is that the UNEVOC network has a greater impact on the quality and performance of national TVET systems. And that's why meetings such as this, where we come together and we discuss the innovative things that are happening at your institutions and knowledge sharing and how we can learn from each other, that's a key component of ensuring that the network and institutions within the network have a greater impact. And outcome 4, that the global TVET community benefits from access to a comprehensive resource center and evidence base on TVET. And we will strive to achieve these objectives and these outcomes through 6 intervention areas: capacity building, technical advice, network peer learning, bridging of experience, best practices dissemination, and knowledge management. And these are our 10 flagship programs or projects for 2024 to 2026. Some of them you're familiar with. Some of you have been engaged for several years now in the BUILT project, the Bridging Innovation and Learning in TVET project. Some of you are alumni of our UNEVOC TVET Leadership Program. We also have the UNEVOC Network Co-Action Initiative, the Global Skills Academy, a few things that will be launched next year, a global award for innovation in TVET. So that's something that will be coming up that UNEVOC centers can apply for recognition. You submit your innovative projects and programs, and you will and there will be an awards ceremony. It's something that we are organizing to give recognition to the innovative programs that you're implementing. So more information about that will come later this year. We also have a new AI Ready program. So that looks at the analysis of the readiness of TVET institutions for the impact of artificial intelligence. And that's something that was widely discussed in the morning sessions. And UNEVOC Edge, entrepreneurship, digitalization, greening, and equity. The Bridging Innovation and Learning in TVET project. So, as I said, many of you are familiar with this. The project is being implemented in Asia and the Pacific, Africa, Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean. It's strengthening bridging between regions and institutions, fostering innovation and knowledge generation, and reinforcing peer learning and knowledge transfer. And we have conferences, we have learning forums, we have innovation and learning practices that are published on our website. And all of these are part of the bridging and innovation aspect of the BUILT program. I talked about the UNEVOC Network Co-Action Initiative. So in 2025, 4 Co-Action Initiative projects have been launched. This is the 4th edition of the Co-Action Initiative. It's something that was launched during COVID, where we wanted to give UNEVOC centers the opportunity to implement their own programs and to collaborate with each other. And now it's in the 4th edition, and these are the 4 projects that have already been launched. There will be 2 more. This is just to give you some background and some inspiration in case you are thinking of collaborating and submitting one of these for funding. So we have the TVET industry ecosystem. Asset is a program that looks at AI for skills, sustainability, and training. And you have private sector engagement and regional development and innovation in TVET. And you can see that the collaborating centers are cross-country, cross-regional, but they've come together because these specific areas, they feel like they can support one another, learn from one another, and improve these aspects at their institutions. So it's the call went out, I believe, earlier this year. So the next co-action initiative will be in 2026, and you can check our website and social media when we announce that next year, early next year. As part of UNEVOC Edge, we have our greening program, and we heard a lot about greening today. Many of you might be familiar with UNEVOC's practical guide for greening. And this is a new publication that came out in May, meeting skill needs for the green transition. We also have a program ongoing now, which is green skills development for higher technical education in Africa. This is a program that was held in South Sudan, and greening TVET guidelines were produced as well. And this is this you can see in the practical guide, how we provide training, how we help institutions to look at their planning and culture, their curriculum, the campus and learning environment, research, innovation, and to take a whole institution approach to greening. We also have entrepreneurship and equity. So we are striving for better data, better policies. We heard about the programs that encourage more women in TVET, better practices for gender responsive pedagogy, youth employability. We are looking at employability for disadvantaged youth. And earlier this year, we published a practical guide on inclusion in TVET. So helping TVET institutions learn how to be more inclusive and help them to reach students that are not traditionally reached by institutions or TVET institutions. And career guidance. I also have migration and TVET, labor and social integration, employability, recognition of prior learning. And we've also published a discussion paper earlier this year on migration and TVET and policies on how to better integrate migrants into TVET institutions. And we heard a bit about this from the other speakers, World Youth Skills Day. And for that, we try to amplify the perspectives of young people, share youth voices. We had an event in Paris in July where we invited youth speakers from the network and beyond to be panelists and share how they're dealing with the integration of AI, how they're dealing with digitalization. We also produced a report. So we did a survey on AI skills for youth, and we received responses from more than 4,000 young people. And so we have a report on their perspective of that, and that is part of World Youth Skills Day as well, or activities. And we have the Global Skills Academy Network Partnership Program. So the Global Skills Academy was launched in 2020 on World Youth Skills Day. On 15th of July this year, it celebrated its 5th anniversary. And the goal of the Global Skills Academy is by 2029 to equip 10 million young people with digital and 21st century skills for employment and increase resilience in a changing labor market. And they're doing this through partnerships with the private sector and with other international organizations. You can see in the corner there, you have an update. So since 2020, it has reached 1.2 million learners. It has 25 plus partners from the Global Education Coalition. 170 TVET institutions across the world have benefited in more than 60 countries. And these are some of the regional projects, or some of the projects that we are implementing in the region. So the first one is the TVET capacity building program in Iran, and that is called Innovating Iran's Instructor Training Center. And these are some of the issues that the ITC, which is a UNEVOC center, some of the issues that they were facing. So outdated instructor training center, outdated learning and teaching, youth unemployment, limited access to training opportunities. And we have been working to conduct a needs assessment and demands analysis, to conduct capacity building of managers, instructors at the institution, to help upgrade training facilities, and to provide career guidance, upskilling, and youth engagement opportunities. So this is an ongoing project. The instructors will probably be doing capacity building in Malaysia later this year, but this is a current ongoing project in the region that is partnered with the UNESCO Tehran office and COICA. And another regional project is the OVEC MOE Thailand, and that is greening TVET to meet the skill demands of a just and green transition. So this is a UNEVOC GIZ project to create a green TVET roadmap. And some of the issues that we outlined here were the lack of TVET and climate policy coherence, unmet demand for a qualified green workforce, outdated curricula, and lack of collaboration and exchange with industry. And this is what we're doing to improve or to support them. We have facilitated consultation and dialogues between ministry, stakeholders, and social partners, mapping of skill and opportunity gaps in Thai colleges, green TVET roadmap development, and professional development for TVET educators. And so far, the output of this, the green TVET roadmap has been produced. 45 people have been trained in leadership, and 60 OVEC leaders and educators built their capacity on green and inclusive TVET approaches. And as I mentioned earlier, the UNESCO TVET strategy is focused on 3 priorities. And this is the halfway point, actually, for the UNESCO TVET strategy. So it runs until 2029, and 2025 is the halfway point. And these are some outcomes of that. So under main line of action 1 on the left, that is for individuals to learn, work, and live, skills for individuals to learn, work, and live. You can see the distribution of where these activities have been implemented in the Asia Pacific region. Number 2, the second strategic priority on inclusive and sustainable economies. You can see that the Asia Pacific region, 25% of activities actually under that strategic priority have been implemented in Asia and the Pacific. And the third line of action for inclusive and peaceful societies, you can see again that the Asia Pacific region, 25% of activities under that strategic priority have been implemented in this region. And again, this is regional activities by main lines of action, but I am running out of time. And finally, I will end with UNESCO's online resources for the global TVET community. So we have the TVET forum, country profiles, our online library, webinar series, TVETopedia, practical guides and discussion papers, innovative and promising practices. And I encourage you to check these resources on our website. It really is, we focus on practical guidance, on initiatives that you can tailor to your context and try to make them work at your institution. So we really focus on resources that are helpful and that are useful. And this is something that is always available for free on our website. You can also reach out to us. I am coordinating our knowledge management activities. So if you have a specific question, or you're looking for a publication or guidance on a particular area, please reach out to us and we will try to help. And that's it for me. So that's our contact information.
Thank you, Ms. Browne.